For the 5th week in a row, officials in Framingham have been forced to pose one of the hardest questions a community can ask its residents: who's leaving all the meat around? Ever since early October, various cuts of meat have been discovered under an evergreen tree on the Framingham Town Common. The identity of the person or persons who left the meat is still unknown. In a statement given to the Boston Globe, Lieutenant Paul Chastany of the Framingham Police Department stated, "It's our mission to get to the bottom of why these pieces of meat are being left." He continued by promising to ask the tough questions, such as, why, who, and what is it? What kind of meat? While all of these questions seem like they could be answered by employing the tried and true investigational method of sitting around and waiting until someone leaves some meat under a tree, we at BNN believe that Framingham officials are resisting this course of action, if only to keep pun enthusiasts from using the term stakeout. We hope that horrible joke was enough to remind viewers that pun enthusiasts are terrible people. And in other news of meat being exposed in public, on Wednesday, the Boston Herald reported that state funds are being used to restrict the publication of the identities of sex offenders on the internet. A representative of the State Committee for Public Counsel defended his group's position on the issue, maintaining that legal protections must remain available to all citizens, even those charged with reprehensible crimes. This, of course, is well within the confines of both Commonwealth and federal law. Due to the difficulties of trying to publish the identities of sexual predators on the internet, many victims' rights advocates have been forced to find more creative ways to inform the public of potential threats. In related news, members of the Committee for Public Counsel should expect a large shipment of free 2009 calendars just in time for the holidays. Another story involving those who seem obviously guilty this week involves Boston City Council member Chuck Turner, seen here doing his famous ethnic Captain Lou Albano impression. Despite being charged in a Worcester federal court yesterday for accepting a $1,000 bribe in exchange for securing a liquor license for a Roxbury club, Turner maintained his innocence, telling reporters, "I am innocent." Like Diane Wilkerson, who formally resigned her position last week under similar circumstances, it can be assumed that Turner failed to notice the classic signs of an undercover sting, such as the sign that says cash, pointing to the bribe you're receiving. Moving now to a controversy of a different sort, many of those associated with Boston College have expressed concerns over the college's recent approval of a deal that would allow lingerie retailer Victoria's Secret to sell clothing bearing BC's name and Eagle logo at several of its Boston boutiques. C.J. Doyle of the Catholic Action League of Massachusetts called the move disgraceful and appalling, a sentiment shared by several members of the Jesuit University's more conservative faculty and student body. Supporters of the partnership are relieved, however, citing that it's far better for BC to be associated with sluts wearing thongs than sluts wearing cassocks. Another local college known for its homosexuals was in the news this week, as Emerson played host to BU for Boston Common's very first match of Quidditch. The game, as popularized by J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter books, feature a team of players who ride around the field on broomsticks while attempting to lob flying balls known as quaffles through circular goals located at either end of the pitch. While many in the community have suggested that Emerson's student body is woefully incapable of competing in anything that even remotely resembles athletics, the match can be seen as a response to the claims that the critics are right. And those were your top stories.